It's news time. Information is power. The current. The news headline. Rights violation. UN Rights Nigeria seeks detailed information on Nnamdi Kanu. The United Nations has asked the federal government to provide detailed information on the circumstances surrounding Nnamdi Kanu's case. This was contained in a document titled The Mandate of the Special Rapporteur on Torture and Other Cruel, Inhuman or Degrading Treatment or Punishment, the Working Group on Enforced or Involuntary Disappearances, the Special Rapporteur on the Rights of Everyone to the Enjoyment of the Highest Attainable Standard of Physical and Mental Health, Special Rapporteur on Minority Issues, and Special Rapporteur on the Promotion and Protection of Human Rights and Fundamental Freedoms while Countering Terrorism. In the document dated August 27, the United Nations said it received information on various allegations of human rights violation against Kanu by the federal government. While we do not prejudge the accuracy of these allegations, we would like to express our concern in relation to the enforced disappearance of Nnamdi Kanu from June 19, 2021 until his appearance at the Nigerian Federal High Court in Abuja on June 29, 2021, and his reported illegal rendition from Nairobi to Abuja without judicial process. The document reads, "We are further alarmed by the alleged torture and ill-treatment Mr. Kanu has been subjected to during his detention by the DSS in Nigeria. If confirmed, these allegations would constitute prima facie violations of fundamental human rights, including the right not to be arbitrarily deprived of liberty and absolute and non-derogable prohibition of torture and other ill treatment under the International Covenant on Political and Civil Rights. The Committee Against Torture and the UN Human Rights Committee has repeatedly concluded that enforced disappearances may amount to torture and other forms of ill treatment, both with regards to the disappeared and with regard to their family members, due to the anguish and uncertainty concerning the date and whereabouts of loved ones. They asked the federal government to provide information on Kanu's current health status, details of his extradition, and charges instituted against him. They asked them to please provide detailed information on the current state of health of Mr. Nnamdi Kanu and the measures undertaken or foreseen to prevent any irreparable damage to his life and personal integrity, and so as to ensure that he has access to medications and medical treatment required by his health condition. The document reads, "Please provide detailed information on circumstances in which Nnamdi Kanu was arrested, forcibly disappeared before being handed over to Nigerian authorities and transferred from Nairobi to Abuja. Also, provide any international arrest warrant that may have been issued against him prior to his arrest."
The same information as in 2, 3, 4, and 5 with Nigeria with this additional information. 8. Detailed information on possible risk assessments observed by Kenyan government to confirm the risk Kanu may suffer as regards to the torture or ill treatment and also the arbitrary detention following his repatriation to Nigeria in compliance to international standards. As regards to these demands, the United Nations group has stated that any response from this country shall be publicized within 60 days. And this was the news as the United Nations has demanded some 8 vital information from Nigerian and Kenyan governments as regards Kanu, Nnamdi Kanu's arrest and extraordinary rendition from Kenya back to Nigeria, of which was actually illegal according to the international law. We know that Nnamdi Kanu's arrest, who is the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, presently at the DSS facility after being arraigned to court on October 24, 2021, to answer cases, bordering about treasonable felony and possession of illegal arms. And we know that Kanu was arrested in Nairobi and Kenya, and later handed over to the Nigerian government and since then he has been tried about twice, and now they have postponed the case to November 10, 2021, while on October 21st, 2021, when he was at court, many of his legal representatives and relatives were actually denied access into the Federal High Court, Abuja, to witness the case against him, as Justice Binta Inyako later adjourned the case to November 10 after Nnamdi Kanu pleaded not guilty of the charges against him. And therefore, the United Nations group had actually says that they have reviewed, received an information that they actually forcefully arrested Kanu and detained him and tormented him due to his legal statements. We remember that at a particular point in time, the Bruce Fein, the lawyer to Nnamdi Kanu, actually said he submitted a letter, some query to the United Nations High Commissioner, about how Nnamdi Kanu had been maltreated and how he was denied entrance to paying visits, as at when he came around to Nigeria to visit Nnamdi Kanu to get information necessary for him to file some cases internationally. Therefore, Nigeria has actually made Nnamdi Kanu, to pass through a whole lot of torture and to face terrorism-related charges. And therefore, regarding the sensitivity of the issue, the United Nations group has actually queried the Nigerian government to provide detailed information that validates their claims, information gathering about Mr. Kanu's health condition and measures observed to avoid any other challenges that might actually cost him his life, saying that they want to know if he has accessibility to medications as when due as recommended by health experts, and also they want to know if Kanu was rearrested without proper knowledge of his whereabouts and being repatriated to Nigeria from Kenya without an international cooperation or without any warrant of arrest. They need to be sure that all these things were in place. Also, they want to be sure that Kanu's case and detention, that everything laid against him was actually within the confinement of the law and also with legal provision that validates the charges. Also, they need to know if they want to know if the forcible disappearance of Nnamdi Kanu was without formal warrants, or if it was that the disappearance, they need relevant information about the investigation, and also the information of how allegations of Kanu's torment and ill treatment during extradition was investigated, with details of those responsible for those arrests and extraordinary rendition. And they want to get a detailed information on measures observed to permit independent and impartial judicial authorities to handle criminal cases as recognized by the international law. Also, the United Nations have asked that the Nigerian counterterrorism approach, they want to know how the Nigerian counterterrorism approach matches with the Human Rights United Nations, and how all these things were considered while treating the case of Nnamdi Kanu. Also, Kenya has been asked to provide the number 2, 3, 4, and 5. That is how the arrest went on, and the whereabouts of Nnamdi Kanu before his arrest, if he consented, before the arrest and all those stuff like that, and also additionally to confirm the risk that Kanu may suffer as regards of the ill treatment and arbitrary detention